trying to goop me tough. I love the paparazzi following me.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Rock Rockefeller, and welcome to Our Vantage Point. Today, I'm gonna change this shit up a little bit because I have a replacement for Dwight. I'm just playing. He's not able to join us today, but I do appreciate you coming on board and having a discussion. Of course, get to how to have porn stars on the show today. So I got a special gift for you.
Oh.
And this R stands for replacement.
Oh.
For Dwight. See that? Don't tell him I said
that. That's funny.
Thank you. I'm gonna put this D back here somewhere so it can't be seen because it's not important at this point.
Really?
But I do miss him.
Oh, that's what's up.
I miss him.
So, yeah, so y'all know me as Venom, but also Kevyn M, because I've been doing this whole rebranding thing, just changing my image up or whatever. So.
Well, today, because I know they're going to be asking a lot of questions, and we're going to try to answer as much as we can. Okay. We're going to talk about the adult entertainment industry because that's what we specialize in. I know, like you probably had. Let's start with the hard shit. Bareback sex. I specialize in it, and of course you've never done it. Why not?
It's actually good that I'm talking to you about this.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, since you brought it up.
My bad.
Do you put a disclaimer on your stuff? Because I always say like we're sex workers. We entertain people, but we should educate at the same time. And that's always been my stance. I'm not saying that I've never had raw sex in my personal life, but on camera, people emulate what they see.
Right.
So I want to basically put out an image that people can say, well, at least he's being responsible. He's trying to promote something positive.
Right.
And not necessarily that I'm not that I'm saying that raw sex is not, but it's not always the safest thing to do.
Right. I mean, and one of the words I don't really use is when the word safe sex because to me it's overrated.
Okay.
The same thing when it comes to condoms. You know, they're always forcing like, oh, use condoms, practice safe sex. When practicing safe sex is not just about using condoms, it's about knowing the person that you're working with, or even if you're not in front of the camera that you're performing with. In the industry, we know that you're having sex.
Yeah.
It's a risk in everything you do, whether you're having sex on camera or whether you're having sex off camera. We're adults.
One of the main things about safe sex or bareback porn or whatever is people say, well, I can catch something. And I know someone who, and this is not me debunking my own theory, but I know someone who, when they came out of penetration, always used condoms, but loved to swallow and ended up contracting HIV.
Right.
So,
because it can happen.
Right. So I mean, there's always a risk, no matter what you're doing. But I just always wanted to promote that safe sex according to society's standards.
Because the thing is, look like this. You're doing porn, okay? You don't want to do bareback sex, that's fine, but you're still putting a dick in your mouth. You know, there's still that pre-cum that's coming out.
Exactly.
You know, you still want to be a freak, and you're letting that person nut in your mouth or something like that. That's why no person sits up and tell me if I ask them they want to do, they'll do bareback sex, but they won't suck dick. So, but you let them fuck you raw, but you won't suck his dick, and vice versa. You'll suck his dick, but you won't let him fuck you raw. I don't knock people that don't want to do it. I don't knock people that want to do it. There's still a lot of companies that's out there that does condom sex.
Yeah,
you know.
I was I think right before the end of my career, I did Platinum Male, which it was like some of the top names doing nothing but safe sex. And I mean, it don't even sell anymore. Honestly.
No, it doesn't. And that's the thing I was going to throw out there is that a lot of people, and that's why one of our sites, thugboy.com, we no longer do condom sex because it doesn't sell. Nobody buys it. It's just, it's not a thing of trying to put people at risk. It's just that that's what people are into.
Do you think that it'll ever come back?
Honestly, no. Because people are doing raw sex outside of the industry.
Because I know that like raw sex and porn was like, it used to be a thing.
In the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, but then all these STDs and HIV came out and everybody was scared, so
Condoms.
everybody went to condoms. But do you, so you don't think that it ever turn around and go back?
Honestly, it may make a creep into the picture, but I don't think it'll claim that domination like it used to. Because everybody was doing condoms. There are companies that say they would never do raw sex. They're doing raw sex now.
I've seen it.
So it's like, oh, you went back and you changed it around. And I stress on it that it's important to always get yourself tested. Every 3 months, even if you're just going to a doctor and you got tested already, get tested again. There are companies out there that don't care about their models, that won't get them tested, that pair them up with people.
That happened. I'm not going to mention the name of the company. I went to go do a scene. It was in Atlanta, and I got there before the other model, and they produced all this model's paperwork to let me know their stats and everything. I just don't understand how you get that before the person got there, and you never asked me for mine. So what were you going to give this other model?
Right, and see the thing is with that, they're not supposed to do that either because that information, whether it's negative or positive, that information is confidential.
Exactly.
They're supposed to sit down with you and with the model and let you guys talk about what's going on. And then they're also supposed to reveal that if they're going to pair you up with somebody that is positive, they're supposed to let you know, hey, you know, this guy positive, or you come to shoot with him. Of course, you're gonna be like, no. You know, there are drugs out there that I know that people take like PrEP, and you can look it up. Make sure you go and look up what PrEP is and what it does and how it can prevent you from catching the HIV virus. But it does help, and if you do it right and taking care of yourself, the same thing with people that are HIV positive. You know, if you're taking your meds, you become undetectable. You're doing what you're supposed to do. You can prevent other people from catching it too. Even if you're the type of shisty, grimy person that don't tell nobody your status, at least you know you're taking your meds, and that way you lessen the chance. Right, you lessen the chance of them getting it. You know, because they have the right to know. That's why it's important that when we film, you know, we do test our own. We have them bring their own. Then we test them. We make sure that they read the model release form because it says on there what you're about to do is risky.
It is a risk.
It's a risk because we don't know what people are doing when they're not working with us. But we tell them still before they come back, get tested. But then you know how it works with HIV. You know, you won't know nothing for months down the line. Then the first thing that'll happen is that they'll come back. Oh, this is the last pair of sex with. No, you could have had this shit before you started working with us. It happens. You can't go back and blame the company for something that you were already reckless for before you started working with
I
them.
want to change the topic a little bit. How do you feel about the internet as it relates to like My Visitor or Pornhub and what you do? Because you're not just a performer but a producer. So how do you feel about that?
Honestly, man, it's kind of fucked up because these pirates, it's no different than when we used to download music, but it's worse because they get the stuff and then they make it readily available to anybody, and then they post it. But what we're doing at Rockefeller's Playworks is that we're going after the pirates. We're going after the people that sit up and they're getting memberships to the websites, and then they're posting it on My Visitor or YouTube, and then we're going after those that sit up and let that kind of shit get posted. And like, well, you got a whole responsibility.
It's like a million on one site still.
How do you
track all that stuff down?
It's hard. It takes more than just one person to do it because you have to go to the site, find the video, find the source to get the code from where the source came from or where it originated from. Then you go after the person that uploaded the file, you know, and then you have to get IP addresses. Then you have to get subpoenas from the court to be able to get from the cable company.
You said a penis from the
subpoenas.
Court? Oh, subpoenas.
Subpoenas, yeah. You have to subpoena the information because you can't obtain an IP address that's, let's say, forgiven by Comcast without getting permission. So you have to subpoena information. It's a long process, but in the end, it's to teach the people a lesson. Hey, you can watch our porn. We try to make it reasonable for you. You know, if you don't like it, then you're more willing to go watch amateur porn. But there are people like us in the industry that they like. You know, they're not helping us by stealing it.
I got another question.
Why haven't we done a shoot yet?
Well, I don't do porn anymore. I don't do porn anymore. So.
Of course not. But I mean, all this time.
And then when I met you, I was trying to get away from the bottom thing.
Oh, really?
I'm not a bottom in my personal life, so I don't like to be doing all that stuff. You know.
This kid here.
Have you seen my top boy? Why haven't you bottomed yet?
I've seen. Oh, that's not going to happen. We know that's not going to happen. I would leave that to you guys. You know. They got it. But the thing is, I think that as we continue doing what we're doing, whether it's too bad you got the industry, by the way.
It's a great thing.
But as we continue doing what we're doing, we still find a way to provide some good entertainment, even though people are still in our shit and posting it. Y'all can stop. And I think in the end, they'll get onto it. You know, internet DVDs are starting not to sell as much anymore, so everything is just coming to the internet. But hopefully that it'll get better and more secure, and that we won't take a big hit, revenue-wise.
That's the scary thing about it, because DVDs will be obsolete, and everything's gonna go to the internet, but everything is pirated.
Right.
So.
Well, I mean, that's you got to come up with more secure things. And
is there something in porn that you want to do that you haven't done yet?
I want to do bisexual porn.
Yo, if you would ask me the question, I would say the same thing.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You haven't done it yet?
I've never done it. Not in my personal life.
Would you come out of retirement for that?
No. No. I'll do it in my personal life, but no.
Well, you let me know. I'll come and play. I'll come and join in. Of course, y'all won't be able to see it, but that is something I would like to do. Is a vibe porn, you know, a nice.
I came this close. I was in Miami, and it was like a bunch of us that came down from Philly. We were supposed to do this, and somebody else jumped up in my spot, and I was so timid and shy. And I was just saying, after like it was years since that situation happened. Like recently, so it had to be almost 10 years.
Wow.
I looked at it and I was so happy that I didn't do that because like I'm not even gonna mention anybody's name. I was working with a couple of guys that I started out with, and we were beefing at the time. So he like jumped at the opportunity. But since I'm talking about beefing, how do you feel about the beefs that go on in our industry?
It's crazy. It's like, ridiculous.
I feel like we all in this together. No, I ain't gotta like you, but like to be going online, it's a little crazy.
You know, and I don't want people to think it sounds racist that you don't see that in no white porn.
Right.
You don't see them getting on Twitter and bashing each other and trying to slander each other, make each other look bad, because they know that we're all in the same game.
Exactly.
To do the same thing, which is supposed to be adult entertainment. You're supposed to be entertaining people, but you bitches are entertaining yourselves by going back and forth and
but at the same time, it is entertaining. I'm not even gonna lie, it is entertaining. Like a couple years back when it was that hot rod and trackway situation.
I remember that.
That went overboard.
That was crazy. I remember seeing that. I actually went to and talked to Hot Rod. I'm like, ignore that stuff, you know, because that's not you. You're bigger than that. I said you need to just not do that.
But you know, I realized that the people that start the stuff, it shows how different they are in the caliber of person. Like, and I'm cool with as much as I know anyway. I'm cool with anybody, whether I work with you or not. If we've met and we're in the industry together, I've been cool with everybody. So I haven't had a beef with anyone. But like, it does show the caliber of a person to do something like that. The people who started typically show their true colors.
Right, they do. And the messed up part about it is, and I know I'm bad at it. And when I say I'm bad at it, it's that sometimes, because I used to be a lot stronger to be able to, you know, to deal with certain things like that. But, you know, those that have been following me, I've been dealing with all kinds of shit, especially this past year. And it's been hard for me to just take things and be like, okay, I'll push to the side. But, you know, recently, you know, shit's been happening. I'm just like, what the fuck, you know? I know I'm not a bad person. I know that I'm well liked. People hear things, and sometimes they come to me and tell me, and sometimes I used to feed into it and be like, okay, no, don't do it.
It's hard not to get upset.
It's hard.
That's the thing, because like people be saying stuff, and you want to defend yourself so bad.
You want to, yeah. It's a natural human response. It's like, okay, I'm on defensive now. Right. What's up? This is what Nikki saying. What's good, Molly?
Yes.
You know, what's good, Molly? You know, but you know, you have to be an adult. You know, you grow up. You know, as they say, you know, kids do childish things.
Exactly.
You know, and I have to maintain that professionalism. We all do, as adult film performers, as a CEO, as a producer, as a director. Who's going to take you serious as a CEO of anything if they see you going back and forth with somebody?
But Martha Stewart did it.
She did, and she lost a lot of fans.
Yes, I think that
she did.
Show some integrity,
right,
and like some character
and restraint.
Exactly.
It takes. Oh my God, it takes a lot of restraint. Takes a lot of restraint. You had Jesus.
Who says porn stars don't have self-control?
Thank you. Because it takes a lot. I keep telling people, we are human. You know what I'm saying? When y'all sit up and y'all make these comments, when y'all watching our shit illegally on my Vista, some of these younger guys is getting to the point they read this, they take this shit seriously. They're like, I don't look right. Like, you look fine. Don't let what these people think. You're supposed to be
Everybody got an opinion.
Right.
That's the next thing.
It's not right without yin and yang. If you don't have any bad criticism, then something's wrong. You need to have a balance. You know, this is always have a balance.
You can't handle it, don't read it. Because they're going to make comments. They're going to say stuff regardless. So
what's the worst thing that you have heard or said about you?
I don't know. I can't ever remember. I had so much stuff like thrown at me because, you know, while I was still doing porn, I was back and forth in the church. So I couldn't make up my mind. I was wishy-washy. Someone called me a clown.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want to watch me a clown. I heard a lot of shit.
What the fuck did they get?
I don't know.
You wear makeup and lipstick or something?
No.
Fucking stuff.
No,
he's a clown. I use that, but I'll just be fucking with people. I'm like,
no, like,
fucking clown.
Like, in other words, they didn't take me serious.
No.
Because I was in church and then I was in porn. Which I sort of understand that, but I was just telling somebody the other day, I had to find who Kevyn preacher for the church and Venom for the porn community. And I said, fuck that. I'm Kevin. If y'all don't like it, that's on you.
And you know, I don't knock you for it. You know, everybody has their own niche and how they do things and stuff like that. I mean, even I have my set time is when I'm going to stop performing in front of the camera, but I'm still going to be filming. I'm still.
That's what I want to talk to you about. Because I retired and then I came back and then I retired again. I haven't come back since my retirement. We all done it.
Yeah, I've
How
done
many
it.
times have you retired?
Honestly, I retired one time for 2 years. And
Same thing I did.
Yeah.
For 2 years.
2 years. I'm not worried about that 2 shit, but they actually kept saying, you know, when are you going to come back? When you come back? I'm like, I don't know. You know, I still film, but I just.
Well, why did you retire?
I felt that I did a lot.
Okay.
And I just wanted to just stop. And it was a lot to do with what I was dealing with also in a relationship and stuff like that. It wasn't the relationship that caused me to stop doing it. It was because I had to focus on my relationship because it was almost like the reverse psychology tried to kick in. Like, oh, well, you're doing this. I'm like, but you did it too.
Right.
But for you, I'll stop. And so I stopped. And then when the relationship stopped, I started back up. And I then decided, I said, I'm not going to let someone else come into my life and determine, you know, what's going to happen.
All right. I know we're running out of time. The
Yeah.
last question I want to ask you, because you've done it, how do you maintain a relationship while doing porn?
I know we don't have enough time to explain all that, but it's really hard. Key things, communication, trust, being honest about when you have shoots, when you don't have shoots, and keeping it strictly professional. You know, you film a scene with somebody, they don't need your phone number.
Right.
They don't need no contact information from you, about you. Can we be cool? No, we cannot. Because that's how problems start. And y'all remember that when y'all start doing porn. Keep it strictly professional. Don't exchange numbers. You know, kissing, I don't really do a lot of kissing in porn, especially in a relationship. Because that's really too intimate, you know.
Well, I guess I fucked up a long time ago then.
You heard it from the man himself. I appreciate you joining me,
No
man.
problem.
I
Thanks
hate
for
that I'm
having
not
me.
going to have you again. And fortunately,
I'll be back.
I got to bring my boy back.
All right.
Because he's going to be mad if he finds out somebody was sitting in his place.
Well, I keep it warm for him.
Thanks for joining us here on the Vantage Point. Here with Kevyn M and your boy Rock Rockefeller. We out.